Hey everyone, in this tutorial we are going to learn how to model this building. Now you can support the channel and download all the source files from the Patreon page. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. So without further ado, let's start. So I will start by going to the layers and create a new layer, and let's name it design. And inside this layer I'm going to create a few more sub layers. The first one I'm going to name it massing, and double click to select it. And for the massing, I'm going to the perspective view, so double click to maximize the perspective view, and I'm going here to choose 3-point box. So the base of our building is going to be around 30 meter by 30, and so it's going to be 4 meter. Now I'm going to hold the Control Shift to select this face and came here and choose duplicate border. Now I'm going to offset this curve by a value of around 3 meter. So in the offset setting, let's set trim to yes, and corner let's set it to sharp, and leave all the remaining setting as default. So and the distance set it to 3. Let's offset. Now select this curve and let's extrude it by a value of 4 meter. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. Hold Control Shift, select this face. Let's come here, duplicate border, type offset, and set the value again to 3 meters. Select this one, and for this one it is going to be around 5 floors, and the floor to floor height is 4 meter. So 5 by 4 is 20. So let's extrude it by a value of 20. Maybe adding another one more floor. So hold the Control Shift, select this face, and move it up by a value of 4 meter. You can close record history for now. So this is our mess, but I think I might do a few more adjustments. I want to break this symmetry, at least from here. So I'm going to hold Control Shift, select this one, and move it by a value of 12 meter, maybe not 12, 9, by a value of 9 meter. Hold Control Shift and move this by a value of 3 meter. By the way, you can delete these two curves. I think this looks a little bit better. So now we have our mass. I'm going to select everything, and let's come here and click on Boolean Union. So we have one closed poly surface. Now I will start creating the floors. So I'm going to double click to rename this layer, and let's name it curves. Let's give it maybe a red color, and double click to select it. Select the mass and type contour. Create the contour from the base in the Z direction, and the spacing is going to be 4 meters. So type 4 and press enter. Let's go to the visibility and go here to isolate. So we have the curve that we are going to use to create our slabs or floors, but I will delete this one and this one too. So let's come and name this layer floors, and let's give it a darker gray color. Select all these curves and extrude them using the circle in the gimbal by a value of 0.3. So type 0.3 and then click or Control Z. So before extruding these curves, I'm going to double click to select this layer, because I want the floors to be in the floors layer. Select it and extrude it down by a value of 0.3, maybe 0.4, something like this. So here we have our floors. We can view everything again. Okay, now I'm going to start creating the grid in which we are going to design our facade on it. So I'm going to name this layer Facade Design, and inside it I'm going to create a sub layer and a few more layers. The first one I'm going to name it Arches, and inside it I'm going to add a layer for solid wall. Name it solid wall, and this one I'm going to name it mullions, and this one I'm going to name it glass. Let's give this maybe for the glass maybe same color, mullion darker gray, and for the solid let's keep it as it is. And I'm going to select this layer, but for doing so I think I'm going to create smooth this layer up like this, and let's name it CRV, curve for curves, and let's give it blue color and select it. And I'm going to lock everything. So select all these curves and type lock, or you can lock it from here. Okay, so select the curve layer. Let's choose polyline, draw a line from here to here, right click to bring the command again and draw a line from here to here, something like this. And type array curve, or you can find it here, this one. Select object to array. So select this curve, right click, select the path, which is this one. The distance I want it to be like maybe around 3 meter, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe 3.5, 6. You know what? Let's set the number to 10. No, it is too big. Set the number to 11. Set the number to 12. Yeah, let's set the number to 12. then right click. So this is going to be the size of our block. So I'm going to double click and select the arch layer, and I'm going to create a 3-point box here from this point, this point, this point, and depth is going to be maybe 1 meter. No, 1 meter is too much, maybe 0.8. Yeah, something like this. And switch to the ghost mode. Like this one. Let's go here to define block and snap to the midpoint, and let's name it A1. It's okay. Select it and let's repeat it along the whole facade here and here. So choose linear array from here, set the number to 12, to this point, delete this one, and I'm going to go to the top view, so double click to minimize the view and double click to maximize the top view. Select all of this and type mirror, set copy to yes, snap to the midpoint here and get a copy like this. Now select everything, hold Alt and move it using the gimbal, then rotate it like this. Choose move, open the project, move from here to here, and delete these few blocks. Select all of this and let's use scale in one direction. So I'm going to scale all of this to be something maybe like this. Select everything, type mirror, set copy to yes, and snap to the midpoint here. And then select everything, choose move, and move it something like this. Now here for the top part, double click to minimize, double click to maximize, select these blocks, close the project, choose copy, and let's copy it something like this. Okay, so there is a small problem that it's not aligned. So as you can see, there is some part here. So I'm going to ignore it for now. Let's add detail to one block, and then let's see what we are going to do for this part. Because I want the facade, when we go in here in the elevation, everything to be aligned. So for example, I'm going to select all of this, choose copy, open project, and copy them like this. I want everything to be aligned. I don't want to scale it, maybe something like this. The lines are going to be shifted, and I don't want to do this. So there is two options. It's either we change the module size, or maybe reducing the mass, the top mass, maybe moving things a little bit, or keeping this part a solid wall. And I think I will go with keeping this part a solid wall. So let's assume that this part is going to be a solid wall for now. So let's go to this view. So double click to maximize the right view. Select all these blocks. Just copy, open project, and copy something like this. Now double click to maximize, double click to minimize. Select all these blocks. Choose move. Close the project. Right click to bring the move command again. Press tab to fix the movement in this direction and snap something like this. Came here. I think I will hide the curves for now. Select all of this. Choose move. Press tab to fix the movement in this direction and snap it something like this. Select all of this. Right click to bring the move command again. Press tab. And let's repeat the process here. Select all of this. Right click to bring the move command again. Press tab to fix the movement in this direction. And yeah, that looks good. And for this part, I'm going to create a solid wall. So, okay, so let's start adding details to this block. So I'm going to switch to the shaded mode and double click to select one of these blocks. And let's come here and choose duplicate edge. And let's select this edge, right click to duplicate it, and move it up by a value of maybe 2.4. Okay, so open the AutoC plane, hold Control Shift, and select this face. And let's choose a circle. Let's draw a circle. Snap to the midpoint and draw a circle here. And I'm going to set the radius to 2.2. Maybe something bigger, maybe 2.4, 2.5, 2.6. Yeah, maybe 2.6. And choose a line and draw a line here. Press tab to fix the movement in this direction and snap here like this. Right click to bring the command again and press tab to fix the movement in this direction. By the way, you can open and close the also using F8. So now type trim, type SALCRV to select all the curves, and type trim, press enter. Trim this one, this one, this one. I'm going to keep this one for now. So select this curve, hold shift to select this one and this one too, and then press Ctrl J to join all of them. Now I'm going to type offset. And I'm going to offset this curve by a value of maybe 0.5. Or maybe 0.2. Yeah, I think something like this, maybe 0.2. And I'm going to select this curve and select these 3 control points and move them down a little bit. I'm still not sure. Maybe instead of doing so, I'm select this one and I'm going to select all of this and move all of this down by a value of 0.2. So the height of the flat part is going to be 2.2 meters, which is reasonable, not bad. So we have our curves, and maybe for the glass, I'm going to draw another line here, snap to the midpoint, and draw a line here, press tab, draw something like this. Maybe selecting this one, and select all these control points and move it up again by a value of maybe 0.1. The proportions are a little bit better right now. And type trim, select this one, right click, repeat from here and from here. I'm going to hold Control Shift, select this face, and move it up by a value of 0.3. And on it, we are going to fix a handrail. This is going to be like a part of the handrail because we have the floors are here. So we have a height here with a value of 0.3, and above it, maybe we will need like 0.5 glass handrail or something. Okay, so now I'm going to select this one and move it using this line to cut polysurface and delete this one. I'm going to close Auto C plane. Now I'm going to select this one and choose move. Press tab to fix a movement in this direction and move it to the inside with a value of 0.5, maybe. I'm going to create a loft between this one and this one. So type loft, select this curve, and this one, then right click. So we have our surface. Now hold Control Shift, select this one, and hold Control Shift, select this one too, and delete all of them. Now I'm going to select this curve. So this distance is 0.3. So press tab and you can see the distance are here. So it's 0.3. So I'm going to select this curve and move it, extrude it using this circle and type value 0.3. Okay. So, and for this part, I'm going to create a copy of this curve here and a copy of this one. So select this one and create a copy here. And I'm going to create a loft between this curve and this curve, right click, have something like this. I'm going to hold Control Shift, select this one, and delete both of them. Now remains a curtain wall, by the way, but you know what? I'm going to select the curves. I'm going to give it, maybe, I'm going to leave the curves this, but when I finish the design, I'm going to leave these curves, but right now I think I will give them some color, maybe red, and move all of them away. Select all of these, press Control G to join them, press Tab to close the face, and type merge all coplanar faces to merge this part. And by the way, press OK for now to see how our design looks. Okay, for this part, for the size of the parts in the base need a little bit more adjustment. You know what? I'm going to select all of this, create a copy, vertical, and create a copy like this. Now select all of this and type make unique. Make unique. Select one of them. Choose duplicate, extract surface, extract this space, delete this one, delete all of this, show everything. So again, select this, type move, vertical, move it something like this, and extrude it by a value of 0.3. Not 0.3, 0.4, extrude it by a value of 0.4. And press OK. Oh, we had to select all of this too. So I'm going to select all of this. So the name of this block is A1 number 1. So I'm going to select all of this and type replace block, press enter, press S, choose this one, press OK, and here we go. Okay, I'm going to create the glass part right now. And by the way, I think I need to adjust the proportions more a little bit. So double click to edit and isolate it. So select all this edge, draw a reference line here. Select all these edges, double click and snap here to the middle, and hold shift and start scaling it. So I have like maybe a larger curvature. Now I can hold Control Shift, select all of this again, double click to move the gimbal and snip to the midpoint, double click to move this scale circle and scale it maybe something like this. You know what, keep it as it was. Okay, now for the curtain wall, I'm going to delete this curve. For the curtain wall, select these lines, choose move, press tab to fix the movement in this direction, move it something like this. Delete this one, choose move to, press tab and move it something like this. Delete all of this, select all of these curves, hold Control to deselect the whole surface and isolate. Double click to minimize the view and double click to maximize the front view. Let's choose, let's say in the similar, let's draw a line here. Choose this one and type offset by a value of 0.05. This is going to be for the molding thickness. Create an offset here. Make it up by value of 0.5. This is going to be in the post direction, so type offset post direction by value of 0.025. Now type trim this extra part, this one, and this one. Offset this one too by value of 0.05. Type trim. Select all the curves and type trim. And this one, and this one, and this one. This one. Yeah, this looks okay. Delete these curves. So let's come here to the model layer, double click, select it, and let's draw a surface. Here, type split, select the surface, right click, select all the curves, and then right click. So here we have a problem, as this problem is a tolerance problem. So press Ctrl Z, type option. Let's go to the units, and in the absolute tolerance, let's increase it a little bit. Here the units, let's increase it. And again, let's type split, select the surface, right click, select the curves, right click, double click to minimize the view, and double click to maximize the view. And there we go. We have our surfaces. So hold shift and select all these parts. These parts are going to be the glass. So place it in the glass layer. Select all of this, choose move, and move, press tab to fix, move in this direction. And let's snap here to the midpoint. Okay. Let's isolate everything. Let's come here to the layer, and in the mullion layer, right click and select sub object. Extrude it here. You can hold shift to extrude in the post direction by value of 0.1 and hold shift. Not 0.1, 0.1 is too much. 0.075 and then hold shift. Now select the glass, come here, right click, select sub object, extrude by value 0.01 and then hold shift. So it's in the opposite direction. So, isolate. Let's say use object, press OK. No problem. Double click, type SELCRV and delete the curves. Press OK. Switch to the maybe archaic mode. So okay, so we finished modeling our arches. So the width of this part is too much. I think I might scale things a little bit. So double click to adjust it. Hold Ctrl Shift, select this one, and this one, and start scaling it a little bit. Maybe something like this. Press OK. Yeah, this looks a little bit better. Of course, I need to update these blocks too. So double click to edit. Show everything. Show. Hold Ctrl Shift, select this one, type move, and snap here. Hold Ctrl Shift, select this edge, and move it here. Press OK. So yeah, this looks better. So remains the solid walls and designing this part. Okay, so for the top part, I think I'm going to create just a curtain wall with maybe a double skin. So I'm going to create a new layer and let's name it curtain wall, and a new layer, and it's for the curtain wall, I'm going to add two sub layers. The first one I'm going to name it glass, and the second one I'm going to name it mullion. And so we can create a new layer and let's name it double skin. And let's add one sublayer and another sublayer. I'm going to add a structure, and the second one is going to be maybe louvers. So give this maybe a dark gray color, and the louvers some kind of dark brown color. And here for the curtain wall glass, let's give it turquoise color, and the mullion dark gray color. So let's start by creating the grid. So I'm going to open the curves layer and select it, and let's choose the polyline. It's the line from maybe just line from here to here. But you know what? Let's snap to the midpoint of this floor and the midpoint of this floor. Let's right click to bring the command again and draw a line here. And so the length of this part right now is 80 meter. You can find the length here. It's 80 meter. Okay, let's type array curve, or you can find it here. Here, which is this one. Select this curve, right click to bring the command again, select this curve, right click, select the path. This is going how it will look if the distance is 2 meters. And yeah, I think 2 meters is fine. So let's set the distance to 2 meters. So right click. Now let's scheme and create 3-point box and choose a facade layer from here to here, and the depth is going to be just 0.2. Yeah, 0.2 is fine. Switch to the ghost mode. Select the block, choose define block, select the box, choose define block, snap to the midpoint, and let's name it F2. Let's name it F2. So I'm going to repeat it along the whole facade, like what I did here. So I think I might speed this part to save time a little bit. And I'm going to hide the curve layer first. So you can select it, choose linear array, set the number to 12 maybe, from this point to this point, delete any extra, select this, choose mirror, and set copy to yes. Now we can select this, and maybe create a mirror. Let's select all this one and this one. This tower is symmetrical. So if I hold Alt and rotate it something like this, so we can create a copy like this. Now select all of this, get a copy vertical from this point to this point, and again copy vertical from here to here to here to here. Here to the ghost mode. So there are some kind of overlap here, but we can ignore this for now. Okay, so double click to edit one of them, isolate it. So the first thing I'm going to create is the mullion. So I'm going to the curtain wall layer, select the mullion layer, and create maybe a 3-point box from here to here, and set the width point 0.08. And let's make it a block in case we wanted to change the profile shape. So I'm choose define block and snap to the midpoint here, and let's name it M1 or mullion 1. Choose copy and copy it from here to here. And for the glass, double click, select the glass layer, create a 3-point box from here to here, and the thickness is going to be 0.02, and snap to the base. Select this one, choose move, and snap to the midpoint, and snap here back to the midpoint, something like this. I'm going to delete this for now. We need some transoms here, so I'm going to double click, select the mullion layer again, and choose 3-point box from here to here, and the base is going to, and the depth is going to be maybe 0.05, 0.08. Choose move vertical, move it something like, not here by the way, maybe down a little bit by value of 0.6. You know what, let's move it vertical, set it here, something like this, this one, and create a copy. So the problem about placing it here at the base or at the top is going to be that we will have more duplicate transoms here. So if I set yes like this, I create a copy here and place it here, maybe here like this. So if you have one at the top and one at the base, if I set yes, as you can see here, we have 2 transoms, and this is not right. You should have only one. So it's either we place it at the base or at the top. So let's keep it at the base for now. Select this one and this one. Select this one and get a copy vertical and create a copy at a height of maybe 2.4. Maybe at a height of 3 meters, something like this. Get a Boolean difference. Select this one, right click, select this one and this one, then right click, and press OK. A few adjustments to the transom. So double click, select this one, hold shift, select this one too. You know what? Hold Control Shift, select this face, and hold Control Shift, select this face, and move it to the inside by a value of 0.05. And the glass 2, hold Shift, select these 2 glass panels, and move them inside by a value of 0.05. Yeah, this looks better. So we have our curtain wall. Remains maybe adding the double skin. Oh, by the way, here too we have like a double mullion. So I think I will need to delete this one. Double click, hold Control Shift, select this one, and move this one. Choose move it by this value. So I'm going to move it from this point to this point. The value is 0.08. So now it's fine, but we will need to adjust these edges manually. So for these edges, you can hold shift and select all these blocks. But you know what? Let's do it after creating the double skin. So I'm going to double click, select any one of this, maybe any block. And so, okay, yeah. So for the double skin, I'm going to create maybe 3-point rectangle from here. Press tab to pixel movement in this direction to here, something like this. And I'm going to place it in the double skin layer. So double click to select the double skin layer. And I'm going to, let's split by isocurve. So if we came here and right click, we can split it by isocurve. So right click and choose split by isocurve, select this one and set the direction in the V, snap to the midpoint, right click. Select both of them and join, hold Control Shift, and maybe moving this by a value of maybe 0.4. Have maybe something like this. Double click to edit again. Move it again by a value of 0.2. Hold Control Shift, select this one, and extrude it by a value of 0.2. Select all this face and press Control J to join. You know what? I'm going to duplicate. You know what? Select it and type offset surface, and let's offset it in the post direction. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to do another adjustment. So it's scale in one direction, scale from here to here. Now let's offset surface to the outside by a value of 0.05. Oh, this is too much. Offset surface by a value of 0.05. Yeah, this looks good. Select type merge or coplanar faces. And now I want to create some kind of a void here. So I'm going to open the AutoC plane, hold Ctrl Shift, select this one, and let's came here and choose insert face, set it 0.1. Again, insert face, set it 0.1, press enter. Right click to bring the command, hold Ctrl Shift, select this one, and right click to bring the command again and set it also 0.1. And now let's use a push. So select this one and let's push it like this. Right click to bring the push command again and push it something like this. So we have our base for the skin. Select this one, and this is going to be the structure of our double skin. So let's go to double skin and place it in the structure layer. Now let's go and choose extract surface and set copy to yes. Let's extract this one, get a copy. And I'm going to make this a block. But first, let's come here in the properties and place it in the Louver layer. Let's come here to define block and snap here to the midpoint and let's name it L1. Let's draw a line here. And type array curve. Select this Louver, right click, select this line, and set the distance maybe 0.1. Yeah, something like this. Press OK. Delete the curve, and delete this Louver, and delete this one too. And now select all these louvers, type mirror, set copy to yes, and let's create a mirror, something like this. Now let's select the Louver layer and double click, hold Ctrl Shift I and move it. You know what? First, let's scale it. Choose scale direction, snap to the midpoint from here, and snap it by a value of 0.035. Now select it, type offset surface, set it in post direction by a value of 0.01. Press enter. No, 0.01 is too much, so offset again, but with a value of 0.005. And press OK. So we have our louvers. I think I want to make it with an angle, so let's come here and choose rotate, but let's choose rotate 3D. So right click and to choose rotate 3D, snap here to the midpoint, and this is going to be our axis of rotation. And let's rotate it here like something, press F8, something like this maybe. Okay. So yeah, this is our skin. And I think we are going to use it for the parapet here too. And by the way, for this part, I want to increase this part a little. So double click, hold Ctrl Shift, select this face and move it up maybe by a value of 0.5. Maybe 0.4. Yeah, something like this. Let's double click to select the solid wall layer and let's draw a line from here to here. And let's type offset. And let's set the cap to flat by a value of 0.5, 0.6. What was the length of this one? I think it was 1 meter. It was 0.8, yeah, 0.8. And extrude it down with a value of 4. And hold Ctrl Shift and move it up with a value of 0.7. And now let's type mirror. Snap here to the midpoint and press F8 and create a mirror here. Select this one, type mirror again. You know what? Yeah, let's select this one. Let's carry hold Alt and move it like this. Scale by -1, move, choose move it something like this maybe. And select it, go to visibility, isolate, hold Ctrl Shift, select this face, choose move, and move it something like this. Let's close AutoC plane for now. Select this one, mirror, from here to here. Hide the masking layer. Okay, so for this corner and for the this corner, for this corners, I'm going to create just a 3-point box from here to here, to here, and another one here. Okay, so also remains part of adding the mullion for the last panel here. And I want to show you a trick to optimize the file. So as you can see in this file, since we have like tons of louvers, the file will start to be heavy and performs in a slower way. So a very simple method to speed up the processes is to convert these louvers to a mesh. So we can isolate everything. So and select this one, and since it is blocked, if I edit just one, everything will update. So we can select it and type come here and mesh from NURBS. But let's reduce the setting because I want it to be like the simplest possible mesh. Let's set a preview. So yeah, this has like the minimum number of faces, and press OK. Okay, so as you can see, we still have some. If we switch to the wireframe, as you can see, we still have like more faces here. This part is not just one face. So to fix this part, we can select it and type merge all coplanar faces and press enter. So now, as you can see, we have only the only these 6 faces. Now we can keep the mesh and delete the poly surface and press OK. Okay. So for the corner parts, I think I'm going to add a box profile mullion. So select the mullion layer and let's create a 3-point box from here to here to here and draw it something like this. Hold Control Shift, select this face, type set point, set it in the Z direction, and snap here to the edge of the slab. And I see the same thing here. So I will do this adjustment in the top view. So double click to minimize this view and double click to maximize the top view. And let's open the project and let's isolate everything. So, and I think I'm going to use orient and set copy to yes and scale to yes and make it scale in one direction. So I'm going to create maybe a copy like from here to here. Copy here. Another copy here. Still need adjustment, but I will get back to it. Another copy here. So for this one, I'm going to type mirror. Set copy to no. The mirror here. Hold Control Shift and move it here. And for this one, hold Control Shift and move this one here. For this one, hold Control Shift and move it here. And for this one, hold Control Shift and move it something like this. So click minimize the view and double click to maximize the view. Switch to the archaic mode maybe. Okay, so I think I need to do more adjustment for this part too. So unlock, select this block, isolate, show everything. And you know what? I'm going to just select the solid wall layer and let's came here and create a 3-point box for the project. Set from here, here to here, something maybe like this. And it's okay. Switch to archaic mode. And this looks better, by the way, way better. You know what? Double click, hold Control Shift. Double click, hold Control Shift to move this face, maybe something like this. Yeah, it's better. Okay, so let's start adjusting the material. I'm going to adjust the material using layers. So let's first switch to the render mode. And let's start with the glass layer. So I'm going to come here and create a new material, custom. Let's name it glass 1 and let's give it white color or maybe dark blue color. So adjust it a little bit. Set the transparency to maybe 80%, closeness 50, and reflectivity 50. And press OK. I think let's reduce the transparency a little bit. Let's set maybe 20. Let's increase it a little bit. Increase the reflection maybe 80 maybe. And the color, make it something a little bit darker. Transparency 40. Press OK. And for the mullions, I think I'm going to make it black. So come here, plus, no, not double-sided. So delete this one. Okay, no, not double-sided. I'm going to create a custom. Let's name it mullions, black mullions. And let's give it a black color. And set the reflectivity to 5 and closeness maybe 5, and it's okay. So we have our black mullions. And for the solid wall, I'm going to give it maybe a rough texture. So create a custom. Let's name it rough luster. Let's come to the textures and in the color, set the texture. So most of this texture I downloaded them from SketchUp Club. So let's go to the plaster. And there is a clean plaster here, maybe painted plaster. I think this one looks good. Select this one, it's okay. And click here again, and in the mapping channel, let's use box style. And in the size, maybe 5, it's okay. Okay, again. So I think we need to change the layer of this polysurface. So double click to the block, select this layer, and in the arches, place it in the solid wall layer. Press OK, double click here again, and come here, select this whole shift, select this one, and place it in the solid wall layer, and then press OK. So here we go. So I think I like the roughness of this texture, but I don't like the color. So can come here, select the material, click in this circle to edit the material, and set this to 50%, maybe 70. And here in the color, give it maybe some kind of off-white color, 60%, and press OK. So yeah, I think I will come back to this texture later, but let's keep adjusting the remaining materials. So for the curtain wall layer, I'm going to give it maybe a glass one, the same glass material, and for the mullions, I think I will give it the same black mullion material. And for the double skin, so for the louvers, so click on circle, create custom material. Let's name it louvers 1. For this one, I think I will give it maybe a brown color, some kind of dark brown color, something like this, and press OK. Okay, again. And maybe for the structure, I will leave it also the same Louver material. It doesn't look bad. But you know what? Let's skin the structure again and get a unique, and let's name it double skin structure and make it maybe a little bit darker. It's okay. And for the solid wall material, I think I will change it to, I will change the texture itself. So let's find another texture. Maybe I will just use a, you know what? Let's search for another material. All the plaster, too large. No, not this one. See how this one will look. For this one, let's start with this one. And it's okay. For the color, let's set it to 100%. This one looks okay, but the size is a little bit large, so I'm going to adjust the size to maybe 3. It's okay. Okay, again. The size now looks better. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and see you later.